What is up, you guys, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if this is your very first time joining me. My name is Jessica. I'm a mother as well as a makeup lover, of course. For today's video, if you haven't already seen the title, first of all, let's take a moment to appreciate the gorgeous eye look that we're going to be doing today. So, I have received in the mail, so we have the new Ghost Town USA Intense Eyeshadow Palette, the destination. In barren terrain, down dusty gravel roads rest deteriorating mining towns of America's Wild West. Once bustling settlements full of strike-it-rich fever, they now are in arrested decay 100 years after fortunes and residents vanished. From Celestio, CA to Garnett, MT, these ghost towns are full of unexpected sounds, unexplained sightings, and unimaginable tales. They suggest perhaps they aren't as abandoned as they seem. Ooh. The color story, grit and gold. Cool tone mattes in browns, greens, and blues paired with shimmery metals of copper, gold, and silver. Very accurate. 9 cool as sterling mattes and 9 glitzy as gold shimmers inspired by the haunted ghost towns of the Wild West. The cause, my favorite part. We are so proud to support Birds of Prey at the Peregrine Fund. I'm so bad at pronouncing things, so excuse me. That protects the habitats of raptors like condors, vultures, eagles, and hawks of the American Wild West. Amazing. They also had a little scratcher, which I scratched off, and I got 15% off of my next order from Nomad Cosmetics, so I'm going to be keeping that. And then the outer carton, I've been keeping these for all of my recent launches this year. This one's definitely going on the wall. It's so cool. It's the dark version, so here's the daytime Wild West, and then here's the ghost town. It's that, but on the packaging. I love that. And then of course you have the shadows, the names, the ingredients, cruelty free, all the information on the back of this. So yeah, so I'm definitely going to be keeping this bad boy. But yeah, so I really wanted to just kind of focus on the palette today, so that is what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be creating this look for you guys here. It may look a little bit like, oh my god, how do I do that? I'm going to show you. It's a lot easier than it looks. I think the main thing when doing looks like this is having the proper brushes. So, I'm going to be creating this eye look for you guys using this palette. I'll leave all my face products down below if you're curious about the products that I use on my face, because I mean, can we take a moment for that highlighter? But yeah, don't forget to stay tuned until the very end of the video where I will do an up close of my makeup for you guys. That way you can see the true beauty of the blend. And if you're curious about how I achieve this eyeshadow look and my thoughts and opinions on this new palette, you're definitely going to want to keep on watching. Can we just take a moment to appreciate this absolute perfection? So I've been filming this side on my TikTok. I feel like I've been just better at explaining things when I'm not doing my makeup both on YouTube and on TikTok at the exact same time, because I was finding that in some of my videos I was missing steps either on my TikTok or here on YouTube. So I've been actually really enjoying this, just seeing the outcome of everything before I'm finished. So this is what we're doing today. Of course, gonna be using the brand new Nomad Cosmetic Ghost Town palette. This is the color story. I did swatch the shimmers. They are incredibly creamy. So I'm gonna be creating this obviously for you guys today. Where'd it go? I'm a hot mess. My kid is dumping out every single toy that they own in his room over there. And let me tell you, I'm gonna make his little ass clean it all up. And I'm going to start by taking this blue shade here, which is called Dead Man's Hand. I don't know why I forgot that right away. So, in my head, when I was deciding what I wanted to do with this look, I was kind of thinking of the last look that I did, like the cut crease with a halo eye. But then I decided to do kind of this is giving me flame vibes, just kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Graphic smoky liner vibe. And am obsessed. I'm so happy that I decided to do this design, and honestly it was so super easy. So I'm gonna break it down for you guys to make it as simplistic as possible. So I'm starting with the cut crease. Oh, and this is a Real Technique brush, by the way. Just like a small little blending brush. It came in a set I had bought from Walmart. I don't think it has like a name or anything. Next, I'm going to take this Luxie brush, also a nice blending brush. I feel like I'm very high up. I'm not too worried about the shape because I'm going to cut the crease. I'm just more worried about the blend at this point. So I'm going to go up this same row. So we have like dark, medium, light. So I went with dark. I'm going to take this medium teal shade, which is called Calamity Jane. And I'm very gently going to start smoking this dark blue out, just little circle motions. I'm just gonna do a little dip at a time so I don't get too crazy while I blend this out. Just kind of bring this further to a point as well. Now I'm going to take a fluffy brush. This is a Elmar Cosmetic brush. And I'm going to take this mucky green shade right here, which is called Ghost Town. Love the palette namesake. And this is going to be my final shade in this blend. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. Like, you know, I obviously like doing super creative looks whenever I first get a palette, seeing what it can do, but this shade I knew for sure that I wanted to use. So I'm just going to use this to buff this blue out, and then I'll go back in starting with the darkest color to re-intensify the blend and just perfect it. But I love this shade. It's just like mucky, but in a good way, you know? Now that everything is all blended out, I'm going to take my P. Louise cut cover and I'm going to cut my crease. Alright, now that the crease is cut, I'm going to take the Made by Mitchell color case, the gray toned one. This one is so beautiful. I'm going to take this green toned gray right here, which is called Kinda Low. I had to look at that. I was like, wait a minute. And I'm just going to go ahead and just lay this down. I was honestly amazed by how many different tones of gray there was, and the fact that like there's literally a green tone gray in here. It's perfect. So now that I went ahead and laid this base down, I find what I really like to do, excuse me, I'm a little bit burpy, especially so with the Made by Mitchell color cases, I really love the formula, but they do dry down, and once they dry down, they do not budge. So before it completely dries, I just like to take like, oops, I just like to take like a firm packing brush and really soften. I don't know why I keep throwing this brush right now. But I really like to soften the edges so that way they're smooth and seamless and they're not dried down in like a thick patch to where I can't blend. Like I always do my eyes first, so I'm going to want to blend like some concealer and foundation over in this area. So I want to make sure it's nice and blended so it's not like a harsh line. I'm now going to take this tiny little pencil brush to map out my shape. So I am using the same shades that I used on top and bottom. So starting with the dark blue, Dead Man's Hand, I'm going to start by doing a wing liner. So I'm going to start like mid-eye. And then I'll just kind of draw the shape I want, like a wing. Oops. I almost threw this brush too. I'm just gonna extend it this way. I don't know why, I literally just started drooling right now. And now I'm just gonna blend this. I I threw that brush too. I'm going to just start blending around the shape to smoke it out. So I'm using the exact same shades. So now on that same brush, I'll take shade Calamity Jane. I'm just going to do my best to keep the shape of this. Then I'm going to take this little pencil brush just to make the blending a little bit softer. I'm taking shade Ghost Town. And I'll just go ahead and go over this whole thing. And then after I'm done with this, because I am going to be like pretty much going over that, it's going to really lighten all my darker shades. I'll just go back in with the darker shades to make sure that it's really vibrant like this side. So you could see it's kind of covering it up on this side. Alright, I think this looks pretty darn good. So I swatched all the shimmers on my TikTok to kind of get a general idea of which would go best with this, and just so happens the exact shade of this like green like gray shade was this shade right here called Quicksilver. So this is what it looks like. Tell me that's not so amazing. So I'm gonna first apply with my finger like all in this inner corner to really get that maximum pigment. And then I'm just going to take a nice little packing brush. These are super creamy, so they pick up on a brush so nicely. And I'm going to go ahead and just get all the nooks and crannies that I can't reach with my big old fat finger. So I want to take this on the tip of the brush and just kind of put it right in this line here. So I also kind of put it in this triangle here, but I wanted to make sure that I wasn't overlapping it with that shadow that I already laid down. So this is what we're working with. I think they're both pretty darn symmetrical. And then I was thinking for lashes, I haven't used these in a while. These are the Mikayla X Glamlite lashes in the style Brand New. I love how everything's coming together so nicely. So here's what I'm thinking. First and foremost, I'm going to take the same gray toned green. I'm going to put that in my waterline. I was really sad because I ordered the Maybelline Mitchell Curve Case, which is the face like blush and bronzer palette, and I thought it was going to be here today and I wanted to use it, but it didn't come. So I used what I already had. I'm undecided on what I want to do for my lip, but I'm thinking just like a nude. I think that's gonna want the eyes to be the center of the show, so I think that's what I'm gonna do for that. I'm gonna take that same little detail brush that I used for the graphic liner for under my eyes, and I'm gonna take the dark blue Dead Man's Hand. And I'm gonna smoke this under my eye, but I'm only gonna go about 75% of the way. And then I'm going to make sure it's connected to that wing liner. It looks like I have like really big eyes. Then I'm going to take the next shade up, the teal Calamity Jane. Buff that out a little bit. I'm going to dust that brush off really good and go in with shade Ghost Town. I put my highlighter on my inner corner of my brow bone as well, just to kind of make everything pop. It's been a while since I've done like braids in my hair, and honestly, so cute. I don't like to do my hair like this because I have like all the little baby hairs, like all the little fuzzies, but we're just gonna look past that. Here is the completed look. I've been keeping it pretty simplistic with my lip combos lately, so I just went in with this lip liner. This is the Ellie Color lip liner in the shade Natural, and then I just topped it off with the Beauty Creation gloss in the shade Foxy, which is like, this is like such a beautiful nude gloss. This is the mini size of it, but it's like such like a nice formula. Super cute. But yeah, I wanted to give you guys my thoughts and opinions, first impressions of this new palette. So I recently started getting Nomad Cosmetic at the beginning of the year. Their very first launch, they sent it to me in PR, and I had seen Nomad Cosmetic like on Instagram and stuff in the past, and I did enjoy their color stories, but I have to be very picky about what I spend my money on. So I never had gotten the chance to actually purchase one of their palettes and try it out. So I was like very unfamiliar in that way with the brand. But ever since that I've tried their formula, I am obsessed. Not only is their color stories phenomenal, look at the packaging first of all. I feel like they do very well with their layouts. They do very good, like all of the names match the theme. They also, one thing that I really, really appreciate is that they always have a cause for their collections or like their launches. So it's just a really, really awesome brand, and I'm so grateful that I receive, you know, their palettes in PR, because I can't always afford to purchase everything. And honestly, like every single one of their palettes I have been very, very impressed with this year. This palette is no different. I think this is one of my favorite packages of the year. I think my favorite color story, I think that's either the Love and Death or what is that, the Royal Europe one. I think those are my two favorite color stories. But as far as packaging goes, this one's my favorite like packaging of the year. It's the same amazing formula as all of their other palettes. The shimmers are super, super creamy and extremely pigmented, so buttery. Yeah, no complaints here. I am so pleased. I expected nothing less from Nomad Cosmetics. So if this color story interests you, I would highly recommend that you guys pick this baby up. Let me know down below if you're interested in this palette, if you're going to pick it up. Other than that, of course, I will definitely, you know, I always like to rotate through my palettes, so I'll definitely be using this baby again. And I really love the look that I came up with today, so I really hope that you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you like me and if you like my content. Without further ado, we're going to go right on ahead. Roll a clip.